Hey guys, welcome to the Apple Store. We have the Teen Wolf, Tyler Posey, here with us today.
Oh my God! Hi everybody! Holy shit! Hi! Hey! Wow! My God! This is so cool. This is really cool. My God.
This is cool.
I didn't expect all this. So
it's for you, and I gotta say you're looking more wolf than teen today.
yeah. I grew out my beard, and we're on hiatus now. So I hate shaving, and I always have to shave.
Yeah.
For Teen Wolf, and I don't like shaving.
Who does?
But I also don't know if I like the beard. Should I keep it? Okay, I guess it's unanimous.
we're in like the Roman Colosseum. It's like, does the beard live?
Oh,
yes
no!
or no? I think it lives. It's gonna live for now. What's your plan in the summer? Like when you're not filming the show? Like what are you doing?
I have a lot of projects that I have. I got this podcast that I just started. I'm real big into music. I'm trying to set my music career off. I write. I ride my motorcycle. Hang out with Buddy. I travel. I do everything. I try to do it all. So yeah, I don't know. I can go on forever about what I do. I skateboard, surf. I do everything. Hang out with my puppies. See you every now and then.
I know. Yeah. Right. Well, I don't know if you guys saw Tyler made your national music television debut on the Today Show.
Yeah. Thank you. My God, you guys are so funny. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I got a phone call yesterday. From the producers of the Today Show, and she mentioned me performing guitar live, and I was like, absolutely, yes, but I was like extremely nervous, and it was great. It was really fun, and I'm hoping that was really big for my music career, because I got to be involved in music somehow. I want to be covered in tattoos and being on stage, and just I really want to be in like a punk band.
Yeah, the new Blink-182.
I would love that.
Speaking of tattoos, what's one of the things that people really want to know, at least on Twitter, is what's your next tattoo?
My next, I have no idea. I don't know. I have a lot of them. I've been thinking. So what I got a lot of traditional. Do you guys know what traditional tattoos are? Like old-fashioned and American traditional, big bold lines. And so that's kind of, the more and more I get tattooed, I realize that style is just badass and awesome. And so I think I want to stick to that. So I was thinking about getting something like music related, but there's not a lot of things you can do with music and traditional tattoos. But there's this. You guys know what that old-fashioned like record turntable thing with the big horn, the big speaker? What is it called?
Phonograph?
Yeah, that it is. Yes. Phonograph.
I researched.
They do really cool, interesting. They have an interesting take on those kinds of tattoos for this style, and I might get one of those.
You heard it here first. He's getting a phonograph.
Or something Japanese. I really like Japanese artwork and tattooing. So I don't know. I have a bunch of ideas. I almost swore.
I'm looking forward to your Japanese phonograph.
Yeah.
On your leg.
Maybe I'll just convert the two.
Yes. Has it like sunk in? Like you've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did you ever imagine when you first started that was gonna happen?
I don't know. I mean, I knew I was going to be acting forever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't have any expectations with Teen Wolf. I knew how good the show was when we first started filming, and when I read the script, and I just knew how good the show was. I didn't know that you guys were going to be so loyal and so awesome. That's a thing. Yeah. Give yourself a round of applause. You guys are the most loyal, great fans I think anyone could ever ask for. And I didn't expect that. That was like the only thing I didn't really expect. I knew people were gonna love the show, but we have such a community. We have such a family, and I don't know how the hell we did that. I don't know. So thanks for being a part of it. Thank you. So yeah, I didn't have any expectations to how far the show was gonna go, but I'm very happy with where we are.
Yeah. Can you like vividly remember like day one stepping on set and like what that was like?
Day one, yes, I remember. Day one. So instead of filming the entire first season as a whole, we filmed the first episode, which was called the pilot presentation. We didn't even film the whole episode. We just filmed half of it, and we were in Atlanta, Georgia, for 9 days filming the first half of the episode. And the first scene, if you guys remember, was when Dylan and I are walking up to the lacrosse field, and Orny puts me in goal. That was the first day, our first scene, and it was freezing. But we had so much fun, and the vibe hasn't changed at all. We had a blast. It was just great. It was great to actually film and not know where the show was going to go. We didn't know if we were going to get picked up for a full season or not. And I don't know. It was the vibe from season 1. It can't be beat. I don't know. It was different. It was like going to college for me. I had never moved out on my own before, and I lived with Tyler and Dylan, and it was a really good time. Yeah, that first day was that lacrosse scene, and it was freezing. It was really, really cold, and I don't know what else we did that day. I can't remember. I just remember filming that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, you didn't go to college, but like sun goes down, bros get weird. That's pretty much college. You pretty much you got it all.
That's what I'm saying. It was my first college. It was like a college experience because bros got weird.
And they're still getting weird every week.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Dylan. I know there might be some Dylan fans here. Your friendship with him on the show is sort of one of my favorite parts of it. How did you guys kind of bond? Because you guys have like that chemistry really comes through on screen. So do you remember like?
Absolutely, yeah. The first time I met Dylan was our final audition for the show, and I walked in, and I grew up skateboarding, and I grew up in a small town. I didn't grow up in Hollywood. I grew up in like the suburbs. So I wasn't, I never really put myself in. I'm still pretty low key. I never put myself in the Hollywood scene, and so when I would go to all these auditions, there would be all these kids that would like dress up and like look really suave, and I hated it. I just thought it was so stupid. And then I walk in there and I see this kid who's got a buzzed head and he's got a DVS shirt on, and I'm wearing a Hurley sweater, and I've got this long ratty hair, and we looked at each other and we're like, "What's up, dude?" And literally, ever since then, we started talking immediately. We have 1,000 things in common with each other. We're the same exact age. We grew up not too far from each other. It's just I can't describe our relationship. I really can't. It's perfect.
Yeah.
We've got a really deep love for each other, and just we respect one another, and just I don't know. It's really interesting. I've never had anything like that before.
You respect each other, as all bros should.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, I recently rewatched the pilot.
Did you really?
I did. You guys were like Muppet babies. You guys were so young, like
we
little.
were.
And I mean, obviously, you've grown. Scott's grown. How do you feel like you two have kind of grown together?
Geez, I don't know. I mean, Scott's learned a lot about himself, and so have I. I've gone through a lot and learned so much, and I still have a lot to learn. And I think that's where Scott knows that too. Scott knows that he's grown a lot and come a long way from where he was, but he's still got a lot to learn. And our growing patterns are very similar, you know, because whenever Scott's going through something crazy, I go through something crazy. Like when I always feel his intensity. Whenever I'm filming and like things start to go really bad for Scott, I feel bad all the time. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, oh yeah, Scott is going through a hard time. We're like E.T.
Yeah.
Does anybody know E.T. here? Where Elliot and E.T. can feel each other's pain, and it's kind of like that.
I'm picturing you and Scott like touching fingers. It's like a very weird.
It is, but it's not our fingers. It's something else.
Oddly, that was my next question, so I can just skip it. So you remember when you first started, you have all these kind of newbies coming into the show. You know, we got Sprayberry, now we've got, Cody Christian. Do you feel like a responsibility to kind of like be the big brother and like take them under your wing?
Not so much to be the big brother, but just to be the leader. I've always, even though I was the youngest when the show first started, I was the youngest on the cast. I felt this need to be the leader, and I still feel that way, you know. I learned from both Sprayberry and Cody Christian, so I don't view myself as a big brother to them because we both teach each other things. But I just want to be there. I want to be the leader. I want to be there for them. And I love those guys. I love them so much. I can't even explain. I get to see Sprayberry soon too in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is that a yeah Sprayberry or a yeah Chicago?
Yeah Sprayberry, but hell yeah Chicago.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Now you also, in addition to gaining all these new people, with each new addition to the show, you have also lost some family members on the show.
Yes.
We don't. I'm sorry, I gotta bring it down for a second. Allison, this season, no Derek this season. How does it feel when a cast member kind of leaves the show? Is it sort of an adjustment period for you?
No, it really isn't, because we see each other all the time. We still see each other, and we're so busy on set that there's no time to miss anybody.
Yeah.
We're so busy that the show just keeps moving and moving, and it's just filled with so much content that it's. We absolutely miss when they're around. I miss making out with Crystal all the time. I miss making out with Hecklin all the time.
Just stealing all my questions.
Just joking. Absolutely. There's definitely an element that we miss them, but we see them all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. These conventions, and we're great friends. We live in the same town, so we always see each other. So it's not like they're gone forever.
Yeah. Now, going into season 5, you're going to be busier than ever. First of all, producer.
Yeah.
Mr. Producer is how I should be saying.
Thank you, guys.
How did that come about? What does that mean for you?
Oh my God, it came about a couple years ago. From I think the beginning of season 3, I started realizing that we don't have producers on set. Usually, movie and TV shows have a bunch of producers on set, say MTV. We have usually there should be a bunch of people from MTV and a bunch of people from MGM on our set, but we don't really have that. And sometimes we need somebody to bounce ideas off of, and somebody who's on the inside to tell the director we need to get this shot, And so we miss a lot of things. And so I was sitting there, and I'm always on set, so why not make me a producer so I can have a say in what goes? And that's kind of how it started. So I mentioned it to Jeff Davis, the creator of the show, sometime in the third season, and he was like, start coming to all these meetings. And so I started going to all these meetings. I had a little notepad, I had my little glasses, and I was like, and then I got really busy with the show, acting-wise, and I kind of put it in the back of my head. And then when this season started coming around, I put it back out there, and I think MTV and Jeff and everybody else were a little wary of it. I get it, I'm 23 years old, I'm a goofball sometimes, but they trusted me enough to give me the position of co-producer. And I didn't know what that meant, so all I wanted to do was kind of hang in the background and learn. I just wanted to learn. I didn't want anyone to be pissed off that that I'm a producer now. I didn't want anyone to be like, oh, here comes producer Posey. He thinks he's all tough shit. But I'm swearing a lot. Is that okay? Okay. And so that's how I approached it at first. I honestly didn't even know what to do. So I asked one of our other co-producers. I was like, "What's my job? What do I do?" And he was like, "Just keep the piece on set." And I was like, "I already do that." He's like, "Just keep doing it then." I was like, "All right, sweet." And then later in the season, Jeff trusted me enough. He saw that I was a good producer, and he trusted me enough to give. He's like, "I'm giving you the authority to give notes, if need be," and it's so humbling. I am so honored and thankful for MTV and Jeff and MGM and Teen Wolf to give me this opportunity, because it's literally paving the rest of my career, my future, and I'm taking advantage of it. It was my idea to hop in this position, but they didn't have to give it to me, and I'm just so thankful. And I love acting, but I want to do other stuff for my entire life. I want to direct, I want to act, I want to produce, I want to write music, and I want to film, I want to write movies and host and build motorcycles. I'm so humbled by it and thankful, and they didn't have to, and so I'm hoping I make them proud,
Well, I think you made everybody here proud.
Cool.
Are you proud? Very good. So
Thank
you could totally fail, but you'd still have them.
Okay, good.
Do you feel like you're kind of because you have done the acting side and now the producing side, do you feel like you're kind of like a liaison between, hey, producers, Sprayberry wants less shirtless scenes?
Sprayberry wants less, then I would give him more.
You would give him more?
What do you, wait, what?
Yeah, do you feel like you can kind of speak on the cast's behalf with the producers?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think they trust me with that too. I think I understand the question. Can you ask it again?
You answered it. That's good.
Okay. Yeah, the cast trusts me, and I'm like a good medium for producing and acting.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it's really cool because I've got a different take on on producing because I'm an actor as well. So I see both sides of the world, and I think it's really helpful to have me as a producer. And I've saved some shots. Like there was one shot, the first time I said something, the first time I was like, we got to do something differently about this. There was a shot, and like the camera was like panning like this and doing this really slow turn, and I was like, it's too slow, and it was kind of weird. And then I said, speed it up like 20%, and they did, and it was great. And so, thank you.
Nice.
So that was like the first time I had said something, and yeah.
Very cool. Well, in addition to producing, you are also going to be the new host of Wolf Watch.
Yeah.
They are working you to death, but I feel like it's something you probably, did you ask for this? Did they?
No. I would never step on Jill's toes. I did not, I would never ask to have her job.
Yeah.
I've told MTV plenty of times that I want to host, and any opportunities you guys see, bring my way. And they asked me to be the host of Wolf Watch, and I immediately jumped on it. It's a dream come true. And they wanted to collaborate with me. I had a huge creative part in Wolf Watch. You guys are gonna love it. It's way different. It's really different. It's really the only thing I'm really confident in that I can do. I'm really good at hosting. I'm really good at it, and it's the only thing I'm really confident at. I'm allowed to be cocky too when it comes to hosting. It's the only thing I'll be cocky in. No cockiness.
Do you want to like trade seats and you can host this? And then
No, never.
Yes, what do you mean yes?
I would not know what the hell to ask you.
Well, there you go. What can you tell us about the drama of the premiere?
Well, there's a big vibe this season to keep everybody together, and Styles and Scott are both really trying to keep the friends and the pack together because it's senior year. Everyone's gonna go away to college, and we're planning it, and we're planning on going away to college, where we want to move to, and so it's this really relatable part of the show. And then Kira's stuck in a traffic jam, so we're like, damn it! We have to keep everybody together. We can't let Kira be stuck in a traffic jam, and so I'm gonna go save her butt. And then yeah, there's a lot. And then all craziness happens, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it because I can't give anything away, but it's really cool. It gets really good. Woo!
I love that these characters have faced all these huge problems, like, Nuggetsones, Canamas, but it's also like traffic.
Yeah.
Traffic! They are not immune to these like very human problems.
Exactly. We want to keep it relatable, even though it's a show about werewolves. It's still somewhat relatable.
Werewolves and every other kind of creature you can imagine.
And traffic.
And traffic, which is the worst creature of all.
Traffic.
Yeah. Now, what can you tell us about Scott and Kira? I know, assuming he saves her from this evil traffic.
Yes. Scott and Kira, I love Scott and Kira so much. I think they're really cute and super relatable because they're awkward, Everybody's a little awkward. I'm awkward, especially when it comes to girls. I am sometimes. I am. I get nervous in front of girls still.
Oh.
And so I think it's really sweet and relatable and great. I love their relationship, and they never really know where they are in their relationship, and it's never defined. And it just reminds me of high school. I was there a bunch of times, and but the thing that wolves and foxes do not mix well, so there may be some separation between Kira and Scott.
That is sad. I don't like that.
Maybe.
And there may be more traffic.
It's Beacon Hills. Beacon Hills is never a happy place. Come on.
That is, you know what? That is true. Beacon Hills has had its fair share of baddies. Do you have when watching the show, something I love about the show is even if I don't even know what's going on necessarily, I still love it. I'm still along for the ride. Have there been
Does anybody ever know what's going on in the show?
Have there been any storylines where you've had to be hold on, this is you needed to take a step back and have it sort of explained to you a little bit?
Yeah. Towards the end of each season, I'm just wait a second, what the hell is happening? I'm sure you guys do the same exact thing. Because a lot of it doesn't make sense sometimes. No. It doesn't. Sometimes we skip over things, and I'm not to blame. I'm not a writer. And I'm a producer now, so hopefully things will make sense more. I don't know. But yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of times where there was season 3A when there was all this druid and Duroc stuff, and there were 19 different evil guys, and towards the end it got really confusing. But I became a true alpha, and It was awesome.
The rest is history.
Thank you.
Well done. Yeah, for me it was like, why is Dylan O'Brien like puking himself up? And then
That made perfect sense to me. I thought that thing made most sense out of anything on Teen Wolf.
That was like your moment of clarity.
It was.
Was like, oh god. Okay.
That scene actually, Dylan's got a very sensitive gag reflex, and he. I know from experience.
Whoa.
And oh my God, why did I say that? And so he has to have this gauze in his mouth, and so the scene goes. Dylan's sitting on the couch like this with duct tape on his mouth, and I have to go crouch in front of him at one point, and I'm looking at him, and then I look back, and he's got this stuff in his mouth. He's got gauze in his mouth and tape over his mouth, and I go to look at him, and during the scene, he's like gagging, and I'm looking at him, and he's literally just got drool, like, because you know when you're about to throw up, you just start salivating. He's just got drool, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh God. He's gonna throw up, but I couldn't break. I had to stay in my character. And so, like, I look back, and all of a sudden he rips the tape off and, like, you know, does his thing, and then he throws up on the ground.
Like actual?
He threw up.
Oh my! Did you get like a video of that, like on your iPhone?
Well, no, the camera's got it.
Oh, and that didn't make it to the DVD?
I guess not. I don't know. It might be in there somewhere. Maybe he said, "Don't show that."
I think fans need to demand the release of the Dylan vomit.
Oh no!
Scene.
No! What did I just start?
Come up with a hashtag. We believe in you.
Please no! Please no! So that was cool. That was fun.
That sounds fun.
That was the first time I had ever seen somebody throw up on set.
Oh.
There's a lot of first times.
You never forget your first.
I fainted this season too, doing a scene. It was weird. It was so weird. I can't tell you how or why, because I can't tell you. But I'll say how weird it was. I was there, and all of a sudden I started like blacking out. Because what happens on Teen Wolf we're always like breathing really heavily, and so I always get lightheaded, and I always almost black out. Whenever I'm doing a shot where I'm lightheaded, I literally almost always black out, and I can start you know, you guys when you get lightheaded, things start going black.
Yeah.
It starts to fade a little bit, and that always happens to me. And so it was happening, and it just never stopped. And I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, my eyes never closed, but I went away. I disappeared for a second, and then I came back, and like everyone was looking at me, and I didn't know where I was. I didn't know if we were rolling or what. It was weird, but I was fine. It's fine. I kept filming for like 19 hours after that.
Did they didn't check on you? They're just like, he's standing. He's good.
They checked after like 2 takes. I don't think anyone knew because my eyes were open.
Yeah.
It was weird, guys. I'm hoping it's on the blooper reel. I'll make sure.
It'll be on that elusive blooper reel with Dylan vomiting.
With Dylan puke.
Yeah.
The secret blooper reel.
Yes. Do you have any sort of favorite things that you got to do in your 5 years, not counting fainting on set?
On the set of Teen Wolf?
Yeah.
Man, Jeez, I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't have anything. I don't. Nothing sticks out. I don't know. I'm proud of the progress I've made. I started out as an actor that wasn't very good, and now I feel like I've progressed a lot, and so I think that's my favorite part about it. I don't know. It's impossible to say.
No,
it's
that's
the
good.
perfect place to work.
That's right, and you have grown, and I think everybody here would agree with you.
Ah, cool. Thanks, guys.
And speaking of everybody here, it is actually time to turn it over to you guys for some audience questions.
Right here.
We have some people from Apple who are going to have microphones.
Right here.
The
girl with the beanie, front row. Girl with beanie, front row.
Hi, I wanted to know what was your favorite part about your relationship with Allison on the show?
Scott and Allison?
Yeah, Scott and Allison.
I loved how much they loved each other. They both respected each other and looked out for each other. You know, she saved his life many times. He saved her life a bunch. You know, it was just they loved each other, and yeah, I love love. I love the love.
Who would you like to see guest star on Teen Wolf?
Jason Mewes. Do you guys know who Jason Mewes is?
Oh God.
Kevin Smith's best friend from Jay and Silent Bob and Zach and Miri make a porno or do a porno or something like that. And he's in a bunch of stuff. But Jason Mewes I love that man, and we've hung out a bunch of times, and he's a big fan of Teen Wolf and the show, and I've been trying to get him on for a while. I would love to have Jason Mewes as a guest star. It would be so much fun for all of us.
Hi, I was wondering if you've ever want to do a collab with Halsey.
Oh, yeah, I literally texted her yesterday and asked if she wanted to cover a song with me.
Please do it, please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. Great question. I think that'd be awesome.
Hi. What do you see Scott doing after high school?
After high school, it'd be cool if he became a veterinarian. I think it'd be pretty cool if he followed suit and followed where he's heading right now. I think that'd be great. And he really cares. He cares about people and animals, and he's really sweet and gentle. And I just think he would fit right in as a veterinarian.
Hi. If you could have one of the qualities from one of the characters on the show, what would you choose and why?
Qualities could be anything.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know. I feel like I'm all of the characters combined. I would like Lydia's smarts. She's very book smart, and I never finished school, so yeah, I would love to have some of Lydia's book smarts. Yeah, thank you.
Hi. Did you watch the movie Teen Wolf before auditioning for the show?
I did. I had seen it long before I even knew about the show. So I'm a big fan of Michael J. Fox. Back to the Future was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. And so, yeah, I tried to see everything that he was in. So absolutely.
Hi, I just wanted to know, who did you have more fun making out with, Allison or Kira's character?
Allison and Scott definitely had some heavier moments. Here's something funny. I don't know if you guys know this, but like there was one scene where we were kissing so hard that my nose bled. My nose started bleeding, and I didn't notice. And so like when I pulled away from her, her face was covered in blood, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I felt my nose, and it was bleeding. I don't know. They're both hot. They're both really good at kissing. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one. Scott and Allison definitely had some heavier stuff, though. Who wants to see some heavier Scott and Kira scenes? Me too.
You're the co-producer. Make it happen.
I am.
Hi. Would you do another Music for Your Ears to Bleed To segment?
Absolutely. Yes.
You
Yes.
should.
I've got some recorded on my phone right now. I don't know if I'm gonna release them. I don't know if I like them too much, but I also wanted to. I'm drumming now too a lot, so I wanted to cover like a song on the drums. So I want to do Music for Your Ears to Bleed To drum edition. So yes, absolutely. I'm gonna try to do that. I've just been really busy and haven't really had time to sit down and follow through with making another one. But I will try to do that for as long as I can. I love the idea of it. I think it's a really cool idea that I came up with, and it just kind of happened naturally too. So, thanks for asking.
Hello. I have a question. If Crystal Reed didn't decide to leave the show, where do you think Scott and Kira and Crystal would have been in season 5? I
think when Allison died, Scott and Kira were dating, and I think that I don't know. I think she was they were both accepting the fact that they weren't going to be together anymore, or maybe the fact that just Scott needed Kira and she needed Isaac at that moment, and then later throughout life they would have found their way back to each other. I don't know. That's kind of how I see it. I think that they both needed a break, date other people, and then at the end come back to each other. That's how I see it would happen. But she is dead.
If you could bring one person back from the dead, who would you bring back and why?
I would bring Aiden back. Well, I would bring both of the twins back. I love them. I really, really miss those guys a lot. And I see them often, but not as much as I'd like. And those guys are some stand-up dudes. Or Mr. Harris. Do you guys remember Mr. Harris? I love Mr. Harris. I love Adam. He's a great guy.
Mr. Harris.
Poor Mr. Harris.
Hi. I was wondering what's the funniest moment that has happened on set between you and Dylan?
Literally impossible to answer. I am sorry. That is not. If we had a microphone, we do. If there was somebody recording us 24/7 on that show, it would be ridiculous. It is literally impossible to answer. There's not enough seconds in the world to answer that question. We are funny. together. We crack each other up. It's good. It's good times.
Hi, Tyler.
Hey.
My name is Tabitha.
Tabitha.
Yeah.
Hi, Tabitha.
Hi. My question is, who's your all-time favorite ship on Teen Wolf?
My all-time favorite ship. I like Scott and Allison. I think they're sweet. You know.
Good answer.
I don't really like pairing characters who aren't together. I like following in the world of Teen Wolf, you know, and everything that we've created. So I like the direction that we've been going, and I really like Scott and Allison. They were really cute, and they kind of set it off for the entire series for Scott's career. Not career. I don't know what life. Scott's life.
His life.
Thank you.
His career as a wolf.
Yeah. So I love Scott and Allison. Thanks, Adam.
Awesome. Well, guys, that is all the time that we have. Thank you guys so much for coming.
I love everybody.
Teen Wolf premieres.
I love you guys so
June
much.
29th.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you can get all the seasons on iTunes now, so binge before